guys, good morning. Welcome to another video. Today's is gonna be kind of like a day in the life video. We're gonna head up to the lake in a little bit, but I wanted to take this opportunity to kind of just share with you some things that I'm getting prepared for the home birth, which could happen at any day now, how we're gonna be setting up the baby setup for once the baby is born, as well as some meal prep that I'm doing for the postpartum. And then a little bit later on, I'm gonna share with you some details about a giveaway that I'm doing, so stay tuned for that. I'm gonna show you where we'll be setting up the tub, as well as how we're setting up the baby's area, and then just some things that I've got going on to prepare for that. In the past, with Eli, we did a meal train, but I didn't have a lot of people participate, so I don't think that I'm gonna do that again. Things that I'm thinking about preparing ahead are some elements to make a lasagna, maybe an Indian curry, or just even some enchiladas. Just some healthy and hearty vegan meals that we can have to just be there to nourish the whole family, but nourish me as I start my breastfeeding journey. We can just unfreeze and do a little bit of prep when we're ready, and things will be good to go. Freezer staples are a great way to do that if you're postpartum or if you're just in a hurry. I mean, honestly, meal prep is going to save you. If you have no plan, you plan to fail, right? So, and my hope is just to start it out with success by just being a little bit prepared. So I will show you all of those things, and we'll get into the details of the giveaway a little bit later. Right now, it's a beautiful day, and we're gonna go up to the lake and just enjoy a little bit of family time.
With me, the beautiful signs of our story so far, so far. Both called it from the beginning. We called it. We knew that there had to be nice. Knew that there had to be nice. Do what we gotta do to stay winning, winning. Fights and fights will keep trust. And you make me wanna say, I love you better today than yesterday. And every day is gonna play out the same, the same. It's gonna play out the same. I love you better today than yesterday. And every day is gonna play out the same. It's gonna play out the same. La da 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 da. La da 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 play out the same.
All right, you guys, let's talk about this giveaway. If you don't know what Plastic Free July is, I didn't know either. It's just a time during the month of July to bring awareness to yourself and to what you purchase, and try to really reduce single-use plastic items. Plastic Free July is a global movement that helps us be a part of the solution to the plastic problem that we have going on in the world today. It's an effort to clean up the streets and the oceans and just our communities in general. And I know that I'm not perfect. I use plastic, still I use plastic, but I've come a long way, and I've still got a long way to go. But I also think it's a really great challenge for me personally, and maybe for you as well, to just kind of examine on a daily basis where we're using those kinds of things and where we can reduce them. So I've partnered with Lotus Trolley Bags to give away a set of their trolley bags as well as a set of their produce bags. And I have to say, these trolley bags as well as the produce bags, I've been using them for the last few months. They're really quite helpful if you can bring them into stores where you live, or even if you keep them in your trunk or in your cart to kind of divide your groceries once you're putting them away and bringing them into the house. And the produce bags are really beautiful quality, and they help keep my produce really fresh in my fridge. So I just wanted to extend that to you guys, because I know I do get a lot of questions about how to keep produce fresh and what kind of reusable bags I use. And I've been using their sets for the last few months, and I've really been enjoying them. The Lotus Trolley Bags are a set of 4 reusable bags that you can just actually pop into a grocery cart. And it's kind of cool because if you enjoy budgeting or organizing your groceries as you shop, just to kind of stay on task and with your shopping list, it's a cool way to separate it out. My favorite bag of theirs actually has an insulation, so it's really hot here right now, so if you live in a hot climate, you can put your produce in there or anything that's frozen, close it up, put it in your car, head to a couple other stores and know that you've got that little bit of insulation to help out. I've also used that bag when we've gone up to the beach at the lake, and it's been really, really good for that as well, just keeping our food nice and cool. Again, if you can go into a store at this point in time, this point in history, and put put your stuff into reusable produce bags. They're awesome for that. But I've also been using them to store my produce in the fridge. They're organic cotton and they're BPA free. And somehow, I don't even understand how this is possible. They do keep my vegetables very fresh. Things from turmeric to celery to cilantro, they've all kept fresh and not wilted, which can sometimes be a really frustrating problem with reusable produce bags. They're food safe and they're washable, so you can really use them for a very long time. So if you'd like to be entered into the giveaway, just leave a comment down below saying, I'm joining Vegan Michele and Lotus Trolley Bags for plastic-free July because ... Give me a reason, and then I will choose a winner at random. I'll let you know down in the comments below on July 8th, 2020 who the winner is. I'll get in contact with you through the comments, and then we can get those bags to you. Good luck, and let's get on with the rest of the day. So my thought is that I would have my home birth in the living room. Also, I love that you can kind of see outside. So whether the birth happens during the day or the evening or the night, I can get some fresh air if I'd like it by just stepping out onto the patio or just being able to look out at the scenery. So this is where we will set up the home birth tub. So this is the little home birth kit that I got from my midwife. Normally I would order that, but because of the virus and everything like that, she's ordered a bunch ahead of time. So this has a majority of things that I need in here. In addition to this, I've ordered a tub liner, which you need to order just for sanitary purposes every time you do a water birth, but that's not here yet. But of course it will be here by the time we have the birth. So let's just get into this little bag and I'll show you all the things that are in here. So these are just a bunch of pads. There's a lot more blood than I think people realize when it comes to birth. So these just kind of help just for some cleanup and things like that, and maybe even if I need to sit on the bed or something like that, or just to put the baby on, those are those. So in addition to those, I have some waterproof pads that I use for diaper free that we can also use. And then I have like 1 million blankets that I can use for the baby and just for cleanup. We've got a lot of that stocked up just to kind of help with any bleeding or just clean up the baby right in the beginning. These right here are those lovely postpartum kind of pad diapers that you always see people wearing on Instagram when they take pictures of themselves after they've given birth. And they're very essential. You definitely bleed a lot, like I said. So I've got these, and I've also got a bunch of maxi pads to make some padsicles. So padsicles, if you don't know what those are, it's basically you can take some witch hazel and you can put it on just like a maxi pad and you can put them in the freezer. And I know it sounds totally weird, but after you've given birth vaginally, you really need some help down there with cooling, and the agent of the witch hazel plus the freezing element really, really helps. You could also put some essential oils in there if you wanted to, but just witch hazel alone and making a padsicle, like a popsicle for your vagina, really does help. I've got a peri bottle, which is really helpful after birth whenever you use the restroom because you want to keep everything nice and clean, and this helps because you're not wiping raw skin. It just helps you stay nice and clean. It's very soothing. So it's the era of this virus going around, so I've got some extra things in here that I normally wouldn't have. She's made a hand sanitizer. This is from my midwife. I've got some masks if we need them, and lots of extra gloves as well. That's not normally needed in a home birth, but you get it. I've got a couple of these perineal cold packs, and they just basically do the same thing as the padsicles. You can fold them and they kind of turn cold, and it's something that you want to sit on pretty much right away after you give birth. Okay, in this bag I've got some more gloves, and then this thing right here is just called an amnicator. And what this is, it just samples the amniotic fluid. If you feel like your water has broken or if it's released at all, you can test this just to make sure the fluid is okay. I'm not 100% sure how this works, but of course I will call my midwife if this happens. I've got a couple things in here, just like some extra gauze pads and just pads in general. I don't really know what this suction catheter mucus trap is, but obviously something that I'm not gonna be doing on my own, but my midwife may need. And then the last thing I have in here is a homemade sitz bath from my midwife. She's also an herbalist, so she makes all of her own blends. This is great. You just kind of steep it in hot water and you cover it for about 2 hours. And you can strain this and use this either as a sitz bath in your bathtub, or you can take this peri bottle, fill it up with this, and use it as a rinse after you use the bathroom up to 5 times a day. And it really does help. There's a lot of soothing herbs in it like calendula, lavender, yarrow, comfrey root, rose, and sea salt.
So there's a trail, and he says this is where they are.
On the trail?
Yeah, on the trail.
We're looking for, or our friend told us there's golden currants here.
Yeah, golden, some people call them white, some people call them yellow. Depends on the country, I guess, and the tradition. But he said basically, we already found some and they're amazing, but they're like right next to the road. So I'm thinking that we can just go for a walk, have Eli come in with us, right? And then I'm gonna take care of the business.
It begins. I just walk out the door. Everybody looks, yeah, everybody pause. Got the style that'll fuck up your floor. Make you think twice for your ass for my coat. You ain't ready for it yet. I'ma let you know what's coming off next. I just walk out the door. The rest just I've been trying not to try. Get out my face. Get out my way. I've been trying.
I think there's a car there, and I need to just, you know, play like nothing happens. You know, I don't know if this is legal stuff, probably. Oh, man, that looks beautiful in our car. And we are gonna have some berries in our house.
You're obsessed with plants.
Oh, well, berries in the house. Yeah. Man, like, I mean, just imagine you have a farm, and like it's all full of fruits. It's all full of things like, you know, to eat, and you can not just have it for yourself. You can like share with friends and having a fruit party.
My thing is that I just don't think we're going to be living here that long.
No, I know, but you know, it's all experience. You know, that's the way I see it. It's kind of like more like a, hey, let's try it out and see if I can grow it from nothing or from cutlings or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Right. Let's check it out. Let's try it.
You didn't want to say let's do this?
Let's do this.
Alright you guys, so it's the next morning and as usual I planned way too much in my one day to do everything. I did not get all my preparation for the postpartum food that I'm gonna freeze, but I wanna give you a couple more examples of things that I will be doing over the next couple of days just to prepare and have some things in the freezer. I'm gonna do things like beans in the crock pot, so I can easily just put that together and then just throw it in the freezer. I'm gonna do a pasta sauce, like I said, so that I have that if I wanna make a lasagna or if I wanna make a pasta dish, I just have the sauce ready and it's super versatile. I'm gonna go ahead and batch bake some potatoes, sweet potatoes and brown rice, and make up some little snacks like granola and little things that I can snack on while I'm breastfeeding. Those are just some tips to get you through if you're looking for some things to meal prep or some things to have for postpartum meal prep. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We did a lot of random things on this day, but that's kind of how our life is all the time. We wanna fit in as much as we can in a day. Thank you so much for watching and cheers to you if you made it to the end of this video. Give it a thumbs up up if you enjoyed it, and make sure you're subscribed so you know when I have new videos coming out and when the baby is coming. I will absolutely let you guys know. Thank you, and I will see you soon. Mwah.